Something massive has just landed in the Shiba Inu world, and today we need to talk about it in detail. Satoshi Kusama, the mysterious lead developer behind Shiba Inu, has just dropped something that has the entire community sitting on the edge of their seats. For the first time in a long while, the long-awaited dream of Shiba Inu hitting 1 cent feels like it's closer than ever before. But there's a twist. It's not just hype. There are actual developments, movements, and changes happening right now that are setting the stage to make this dream a reality. Billions of Shiba Inu tokens are suddenly on the move, and when you see that kind of volume, you know it's not just random noise. Something bigger is brewing. So what exactly is happening? What on earth am I even talking about? Let's break it down step by step. Disclaimer, none of this is financial advice, but it's certainly worth paying attention to. Satoshi Kusama just made a revelation that shook the entire Shiba Inu community. Out of nowhere, he dropped some cryptic but highly bullish hints that got the Shib army buzzing. It wasn't a vague promise, it was something concrete enough that analysts and long-time holders started taking notice. 4 months, maybe even years, the big question has been whether Shiba Inu could realistically ever hit 1 cent. Many doubters said it was impossible, that the supply was just too high, that the dream was just a meme. But Kusama's latest words suggest that the team is actually building the foundation to make that milestone achievable. However, it comes with one important condition. This shift will only happen if the community and the ecosystem continue to move in the right direction. The good news? Right now, it looks like that's exactly what's happening. In just the past few days, billions of Shiba Inu tokens have been moved. Yes, billions. That's not your average market activity, and it's definitely not retail investors playing around. When whales and big wallets move tokens at that scale, it almost always signals that something major is happening behind the scenes. It could be accumulation, it could be preparation for a big event, or it could be positioning for the next leg up. Either way, it's a sign that the big players are awake, and they're watching Shiba Inu closely. Now you might be asking, is this already showing up on the charts? According to one well-known analyst, the answer is yes. The charts are showing what could be the perfect setup. He pointed out that every pullback we've seen, every red candle, has actually been another golden buying opportunity. Instead of being a sign of weakness, these dips are acting like springboards. Right now, Shiba Inu has pulled back into a support zone that has historically triggered big rebounds. If that support holds, we could see momentum start building again very soon. Even if it dips slightly lower, that might not be a bad sign. In fact, it could simply be the calm before the storm, a major surge waiting to happen. And this isn't just hype. With big wallets moving billions of tokens, with the community starting to stir again, and with Satoshi dropping these cryptic hints, Shiba Inu is entering an extremely interesting phase. Something is shifting under the surface. And if you're paying attention, you might just recognize this as the setup we've all been waiting for. Let's rewind a little and talk about why this moment feels so important. Shiba Inu has been trading in roughly the same range for quite some time now. The price hasn't exploded, but the story isn't just about the price anymore. It's about belief. It's about conviction. A top member of the Shiba Inu leadership team just reignited that conviction by openly expressing confidence that Shiba Inu will, eventually, hit 1 cent. Not maybe, not possibly, but definitely, at some point in the future. That kind of confidence from the inside team is exactly what the community needed to hear. Of course, the timing of this is very interesting. The entire crypto market has been under pressure lately. After the Federal Reserve decided not to cut interest rates at the end of July, both traditional markets and the crypto sector took a hit. Then, to make matters worse, the US president announced a new round of tariffs that shook global finance. That 1-2 punch sent Shiba Inu sliding. For a brief moment, it dipped lower than it had in weeks. It tried to bounce, and while it did recover somewhat, it's still far from that magical 1 cent milestone. But here's where things get exciting. Lucy, the head of marketing for Shiba Inu, stepped in to remind everyone of the bigger picture. Lucy isn't just a random supporter on Twitter. She has been part of the project since 2021, and she's seen firsthand what Shiba Inu can achieve. Her goal, she says, has always been 1 cent. That's the dream she and many others have been working toward. And while she's realistic enough to admit that it won't happen overnight, she's equally confident that the team is laying the groundwork to make it possible. And let's be honest, the team really has been building. This isn't just about social media hype. We've got Shibarium, the Layer 2 solution, shibaswap, the decentralized exchange, NFTs tied to the ecosystem, and play-to-earn games like Shiba Eternity. These aren't just buzzwords. They're actual products that create real use cases and generate real momentum. Then there's the burn mechanism. Billions of tokens are being taken out of circulation thanks to Shibarium gas fees. And as we all know, when supply goes down while demand stays steady, or grows, that's when prices rise. If this sounds familiar, it should. In 2021, this exact setup happened. The community believed, the team kept building, and then Shiba Inu exploded. It changed lives. People who put in small amounts of money ended up making life-changing returns. The formula hasn't changed. It's still community, belief, utility, and supply reduction. And all of those elements are lining up once again. Even Lucy's subtle tweet, just the word Shiba with a heart eyes emoji, was enough to send ripples through the community. That wasn't just random. It was a signal, a reminder that she sees what's happening and she's bullish. And she's not the only one. Just last week, an unknown wallet pulled 5 trillion Shiba Inu tokens from Coinbase. That's not pocket change. That's a serious move, and it raises serious questions. Why would someone move 5 trillion tokens during a downtrend? Why are these big moves happening when the market feels so quiet? Is it preparation for a big burn event? A major partnership? A surprise rollout? We don't know for sure yet, but that's what makes this moment so intriguing. These aren't FOMO-driven buys. They're deliberate, calculated, and quiet. When big money moves like this while the market is distracted, history often follows with something big. At the very least, these moves suggest that confidence in Shiba Inu is growing among the whales. Despite the broader market weakness, they're still swimming toward Shiba Inu, and that should tell us something important. Right now, things may look calm on the surface. But if you dig into the developments, the burns, the whale movements, and the new technologies being built, this feels less like the end of something and more like the beginning. And speaking of technology, let's talk about something that didn't get enough attention back in July. The Shiba Inu team revealed one of their most forward-thinking projects yet. They're already preparing for one of the biggest challenges facing crypto in the future: quantum computing. While most of the space isn't even thinking about the risks that quantum computers pose, Shiba Inu is ahead of the game. They're building something called Shiba Identity, a project focused on privacy, security, and protecting the ecosystem. The tech behind it uses something known as fully homomorphic encryption. You don't need to understand the complex math behind it, but here's the bottom line. It keeps your data encrypted even while it's being used. That means not even the system itself can see your private data during login or other interactions. This is next-level security, and it proves that the Shiba Inu team isn't just thinking about today. They're planning for the future, building a system strong enough to survive whatever challenges might come. When you put this all together, Shibarium, shibaswap, NFTs, play-to-earn gaming, token burns, and now quantum-proof technology, you start to see the bigger picture. This is no longer just a meme coin. This is an ecosystem. A growing, evolving, forward-thinking ecosystem. And that's exactly why whales are quietly accumulating right now. They see what's being built. They see the vision. And they know that the real explosion often comes after the quiet accumulation phase. So, what do you think about all of this? Could we really be heading toward that 1-cent dream sooner than people expect? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you're curious to learn more, make sure to check out the other videos we've got here on the channel. That's all for today's update. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss another Shiba Inu update. Missing an important piece of news could mean missing out on opportunities, and you don't want that. Also, help spread the word by sharing this video with as many people as you can. Let's keep the Shib army strong and informed.